What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd channel, coming to you with a Tuesday edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me. And this video goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Cal Raleigh, 9th inning, 2 outs. I mean, he's the GOAT. This guy is absolutely printing, and we were very early to the party on Cal Raleigh having a ridiculous year. And in the premium Discord, we've bet him probably, 12, 13 times. It's been a ridiculous run, an absolutely unprecedented run by Cal Raleigh. Now, obviously, the odds have gotten exponentially worse as we've gone along, but still printing money every single day in some of these spots. And this one was the most heroic of them all. Now, he did have a 9th inning home run in that tail end. I think it was actually yesterday on Sunday as well against the Cubbies. He had 4 over the weekend, and, well, he got to 5 here in the last 3 days because he hit a home run on Monday. Now, we end up cashing the under, which was really sharp and felt really good about that in Baltimore. And the White Sox, I really don't want to talk about. Suarez and Naylor get removed from the game and hurt, and it doesn't matter because they're down infinity runs. So that one was dead on arrival. We end up going 1-1 in K props, both of them plus money there in the premium Discord. And people just trolling on X down below and everywhere else. It's like, yeah, record doesn't matter. Units won matters. That's really what it comes down to. Unless you're just betting minus 110 stuff every single day, yeah, then you need to hit over 50%, like well over 50%, 53, 54, 55%. That is not what I am betting every single day. I'm in the prop streets, generally finding plus value. And then in the home run streets, shit, man, if you hit over 30% of home runs, you've had like a historic year when it comes to home runs. Those home run parlays that I see over on X, again, just a pet peeve of mine overall. Real ones, no. And obviously, if you are checking out Lindy's long balls every single day, you got Julio Rodriguez to go along with it. Went 2 for 3 on those home runs, 2 for 4 overall on home runs because, well, what's his face? TJ Friedel did not go yard. Ellie De La Cruz goes yard right after he hits like a long single, but it is what it is. That was plus 700. That's the thing, is that I'm hunting for value every single day for you on this program. And shit, if you ended up playing all of the leans that were popping in my home run department yesterday, I mean, come on. Yelich, 2+ bases, he hits a homer. Burleson hits a homer. Machado, we'll see what happens with him overall, but that was yesterday. This is today, and I'm here to make you profit on Tuesday. So let's keep the work going, and obviously this is self-produced going forward. So producer Jacob, I love him very much. He's hanging out with Marshawn Lynch, living the life because he got to know. That's pretty cool. But also pretty cool is it's still just $5 to be able to join that premium Discord where we have absolutely been printing. And as I said, I'm going to figure out a good way to be able to do this self-produced, and I think I've done a pretty good job here with the graphics, throwing stuff together, and hasn't been too much of a time suck yet. And that's helpful to some people behind the scenes, of course, and Photoshop. I'm learning. It's always good to learn how to do new things and new tasks. And, well, one thing you don't have to learn how to do is bet. I can teach you what you need to be doing in that premium Discord on a day in, day out basis, give you the best plays, exactly what I'm playing, showing the betting tickets every single day, out there firing in the streets. And obviously, Julio Rodriguez plus 500. That was a useful addition that you didn't get on this program. I knew there were going to be a lot of Seattle Mariners that I had interest in. Obviously, Luke Raley goes yard. Dominic Canzone goes yard. Why the books didn't have his numbers available till much later in the day, I don't know. And then they got nuked immediately and we missed the boat. But that is all right. We have tons more plays coming your way on a day in, day out basis in the premium Discord. That is Lindy 5. All righty, y'all. Let's get to the leans. Boom! Oh, I'm learning to do things. I'm so proud of myself. It's like I'm not even gonna say it. I'm special. No matter what they say. Words can't bring me down. PCA, 2+ bases. Nobody could possibly be mad at me for this program over the last month. Right? I don't know. PCA is a big part of that. He's an absolute GOAT. But is this the ideal spot to be utilizing him? No, I really don't think so. And obviously, some of these games are a little bit out of order because I'm a dum-dum. I think I need to switch these. There we go. That's what I did. All right, you got a sneak peek there of the previews. I was going to say Corey Seager home run was the first thing that I've listed because these are in chronological order. And I'm an adult. Know what I just said about me being special? Yeah. I'll quit hitting my desk, too. That would be ideal, not shaking the camera, dipshit. Anyway, the Seager home run, he's been very frustrating. I will say this. I don't think he's been on the card since April because I thought he was hurt. And then he actually got hurt with the hamstring injury, and now he's off the IL, and I still haven't bet him because I don't love the hard hit data coming his direction, and one of the big parts of it is just simply, where is your launch every single time? 11.4 degree launch angle. Doesn't sound like a big deal. Really doesn't. But last season, he was at 13.5, and 2 degrees of launch when you're hitting the ball that hard and then 2.5 more strikeouts that you're basically looking at per session he's got here, 2%, 2.5% difference between his K rate in 2024 and 25. I want balls in play. Again, when you're isolating a single ball, batted ball event, what you want is bat on ball. I can live with the result if it doesn't go yard. I can live with the result as long as I'm getting a nice plus money price. But we haven't had anything bettable for Corey Seager with his batted ball profile basically all season. That might change in 90+ degree weather here in Baltimore. And you got kind of a weird matchup. And I'm producing this myself. I can talk about whatever I want. There's no time crunch. There's nothing sorry again about the White Sox. It's like the one thing I got wrong today. And I mean, Spencer Schwellenbach goes 7 innings, doesn't get over his K prop for us today, but that was like plus 120 and it is what it is, plus 115, depending on when you bet it. But that is neither here nor there. What is Charlie Morton. The strikeout stuff is starting to show back up. And that's the main reason that he's not going in the like category as of right now. So deal with it. Corey Seager will be coming back to a appointment viewing, well, I don't know. Maybe the books just continue to nuke his odds every single time for no reason, even though we have nothing to indicate that he should be priced above other people from the left side that play in Baltimore on the other side, other than one extra inning guaranteed, 9th inning at bats. But thanks again for that free under. The Texas Rangers lineup, man, they are so inconsistent. All right, enough about that game, especially for a lean. I want to point out Lane Thomas. He's very fast. He's generally batting second against lefties. And Eric Lauer, when you get a guy like Alejandro Kirk behind the plate there, I don't know how much I really love the move. I was going through some of the run values by pitch types and then run values by, fielding, looking at some of the pitcher fielding, because I do want to start betting some stolen base props. Now, back in the day, he had an amazing move when he was in San Diego. In Milwaukee, he had Contreras for times. And then obviously, it's just kind of been here nor there. He's had a -1 net basis prevention, so it's not a huge deal, but I want to point out that Lane Thomas, he's extremely fast, and I did have him as positive EV flagged last time out. We'll see if it shows up here, but it's just such a frustrating market because you're going to lose. It's like the home run market, but I think less predictable because sometimes you have hitters behind you, especially when you're batting second, that you do not want to burn that out for. So it is all priced in. It's very difficult, but also difficult. How about this Burns character? He's just the #1 prospect here for Cincinnati, an absolute stud, has had ridiculous stuff in AAA, but having to get dropped down against your first big league start is going to be against the Yankees. Now, he was a stud. He was the #2 pick in 2024. Already getting called up because they're like, we have nothing else that you need to show us. So Chase Burns is his name. He's in Louisville and Louisville for the real ones, 0.89 whip, really good stuff when he got called up there. Had only 2 starts there. At AA, he only had 8 starts. And we're already calling Chase Burns up because there's no time to waste. Now, this kid at Wake Forest was a freak, absolute freak. But I think the Yankees are just the worst possible spot, and it's going to be hot and humid everywhere on the East Coast. Make sure those AC bills are paid and working because, friends, it's going to be ridiculous over there for the next couple days. So drink some water, be hydrated, but Burns, Mr. Burns, it's very difficult. Difficult? Don't mind me, I'm ridiculous. Arizona, -1.5 here, taking on the White Sox. Not in love with this spot by any means. It's so ironic because I'm like, positive EV, and I'm going to back Shane Smith. And you guys head bludgeoned in by Pavin Smith and Ketel Marte at the top of that lineup, and that's all she wrote. Anyway, Arizona, run line, I wised up. You got to wise up. Yeah, Hamilton again. That's back-to-back days. Pittsburgh money line. This one's interesting. This one's actually popping a little bit more for me for what it's worth. We got Heaney versus Peralta. I thought this was going to be a really wide line, and it's not so wide right now. I think we could probably get down with our bad selves if we really, really wanted to. Is it necessary though? Because as you start shopping around the books, I mean, we're going to have tons and tons of exposure on props in the premium Discord on a 15-game slate with as good of weather as we've got. And Milwaukee, they've already gotten pushed up to, the nearly -200 mark. So I think at this point, more of a parlay piece. I'm not going to recommend anything. I don't think I've had a single money line over -150 on this program all season long, other than in the lean column. So Again, to the record people, what are you actually doing with your lives? Do something else. Rays taking on Kansas City over 8.5. This one is very distant because I think Chris Bubich might just be good now. 287 xWOBA, 349 expected slugging, four-seamer slider change. The change is exponentially better. And if you're going to get just swing and miss to all these righties nonstop, and you can get that four-seamer in against, I mean, there's just not a lot of lefties outside. I don't think Aranda's going to be catching or playing first base, that is. I think Curtis Mead plays first against these lefties. And then Brandon Lau, he's basically your one lefty you've got in that lineup day in, day out. Jake Mangum, he ends up being on both sides, so he'll be in there further down the line. But man, it's just kind of an interesting spot. Let's round out some leans, shall we? I think I was done with that, right? Yep, I was done with that. PCA 2+ bases. Now is when we can talk about Pete Crow Armstrong, a big part of the portfolio over the course of this season. Should have consideration for MVP, just like Cal Raleigh should have consideration for MVP. On the other side, it's basically a 4-horse race, 2 respectively in each league. Yeah. Raleigh is making a case next to Judge. I'm just throwing it out there. Everyday catcher is going to hit fucking 60 jacks. Or are you kidding me? Speaking of the home run model being ridiculous, Kyle Schwarber Sunday kind of bailed out what I thought was kind of a lackluster day on my part until we end up firing a nice piece over on Kyle Schwarber and the over on strikeouts for Jesus Luzardo, and both come through on Sunday Night Baseball. And then we watched Tyrese Halliburton. That was still so sad. I'm not over it. But I think left on left, this is actually interesting because I thought, there's no way that these pitchers are going to be. Kyle Schwarber's had unbelievable numbers against lefties. In fact, power numbers against lefties. He's leading the league against left-handed pitching in the National League in home runs. Left on left. Wild. Oh, yeah, it's Framber Valdez. So you're going to have to hit a nuke over to the Crawford boxes, probably Oppo Taco. But hey, I think it's very live here. And Framber Valdez does give up hard hit, 46.6%. Somebody who lofts it as good as Kyle Schwarber at 19 degrees. I think there's a sweet spot where we might be getting better than plus 300. And I might get a little sneaky naughty with Kyle Schwarber. Angels money line. This one you can definitely fire if you want to. I think this is a weird line to me. Now, Garrett Crochet is unbelievable, but he's going to face all righties. Now, he still has the strikeout stuff for him, but the power that exists from the right side, and Logan O'Hoppe getting the day off on Monday. They have Travis Darnell, so you get O'Hoppe back in the lineup guaranteed alongside Ward, fire. Yeah, Neto, fire. That's who I meant to say the second time, but then I screwed it up. And Trout, so many different guys. And again, the home run model has just been popping like it's crazy. But Tyler Anderson, Mr. Anderson, plus like mid plus 135, getting up against a Red Sox lineup that just got rid of Rafael Devers. You could talk me into it. Haven't bet it yet, but I know how many Red Sox fans are in my premium Discord, and I don't want to piss them off. I apologize ahead of time. Please forgive me. But I think there's a positive EV value on the Angels money line. Just haven't personally bet it yet. Abrams and Wood, this rounds it out. You get a number of different characters here in the San Diego lineups. Now, we aren't going to go out of our way to pick on Dylan Cease, like at any point, but we got Ryan Bergert. We had Stephen Kolek today. I can't believe I didn't find anything that I like there. But Ryan Bergert, 19-degree launch angle, 428 expected slugging from the right side here. He's an unheralded prospect. Now, he's been ridiculous. 1.88 ERA so far in just, a couple of starts, but 4.08 expected ERA. And with this launch angle, there's negative regression here. Now, only at 32.8% hard hit, good stuff. But if you give up some no-doubters, it wouldn't start to surprise me here whatsoever, because hard hit, it's basically just saying, hey, this is over 90 miles per hour coming your direction, out your eye hole. But you need to hit it harder than that to get home run value out of it. So we'll see. Abrams Wood, I'd be surprised if I didn't find anything in that entire game yet again, especially with Trevor Williams on the other side. Jackson Merrill could have easily gone in this category. But considering I get the extra ninth inning at bat guaranteed, and I was a little surprised to see some of the numbers for Washington today against Kolek. I think they are the more interesting side. Always interesting is that premium Discord, though. And as we get to the like section, shout out me, hit the like button. Uploading, doing everything myself. F it, we'll do it live. I also miss Jacob very much, and I know you do too. But $5 for the premium Discord. Get all my plays, get all my notifications, get everything with the Odd Shopper app as a companion for an entire week for just $5. I think people are sticking around now because things are going well. We'll put it that way. Things have gone very well. And if you're checking out Lindy's long balls, and we're tracking that every single day for you, here on the YouTube channels, on the TikToks, on the Twitters, or the X's, whatever Elon wants me to call it. I don't want to die. Please don't kill me. So $5, Lindy 5, down at the link below. Let's get to the actual play, shall we? Bang. You guys enjoying the beat? All right, I'm done. Athletics taking on Detroit, and we begin our merry walk, our merry walk, with Tariq Skubal. This feels too good to be true, right? Like Tariq Skubal, when you think about prices that you're going to be getting here on the run line, and shout out Jacob Hughes, we're going to have to hang out here at some point, my friend. Sportside Jacob over on X. We're going to have a little chit chat, that's for sure. But I want to point out something that I think he is very apt and early to. And that is, why the hell are these lines inside of minus 140, minus 145 with Tariq Skubal? I mean, all we get are ridiculous outings from Tariq Skubal in terms of run prevention. And it's not like the Detroit lineup is a flat nothing. In fact, there's tons of real estate. Running out of real estate. You got a great opportunity here against the Athletics for him to just mow down a team that gets to play in a very favorable hitter's park. Now goes into Detroit, where it's not going to be flat zero in terms of temperature. It's going to be nice. It's going to be very nice. But it's definitely favorable for Tariq Skubal against this lineup and some of their splits. You also get this lefty just ensemble that you get on a day in, day out basis at the top with Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter against Luis Severino, who gives it power to both sides. Now, not crazy power this season, but overall, I'm never going to be apt from stacking against Mr. Luis Severino in pick'em or anything in that nature. So I think this is just a great spot all around for so many good things, such as Detroit minus 1.5, minus 130 right now at Bet365. Damn good find. So I got you one more time. Get low as we go to Atlanta and New York. Now, this one gets a little bit more interesting in my perspective because we're going to get some nuked lines sooner rather than later for one Ronald Acuna. But I don't think that time's now right in Frankie Montas. But Frankie Montas has never been my dude. Now, when he was with the A's, there were glimpses that we had some stuff. Like, we had some really, really interesting stuff. We also had glimpses, throughout his entire career. He was the White Sox. People don't know that, for his very first stint in the big leagues. I think that's actually the team he came up with. And then he's been with Cincy and Milwaukee, and he's bounced around, and he's found ways to just kind of survive at the big league level. But he had basically nothing when I graded out all of his pitches last time out. And I think that just kind of leads me to this. Frankie Montas gets his first start of the season, and he has to face Ronald Acuna, first batter, right out the gate. Now, home run numbers, not really bettable. Not really bettable. I saw plus 325, I think was best available on Acuna. I couldn't dip my toes in those waters, even though I wanted to. I almost bet Soto. I'm really mad I didn't bet Soto. But I do think Ronald Acuna 2+ bases is like Hulk slammy. I mean, anything inside of minus 150 for Mr. Acuna against Frankie Montas? I know it's right on right. I don't really care. This is the most ridiculous batter on the face of the earth. I repeat, his home run numbers look ridiculous the last couple of days. Like, I don't know how you could bet them unless you had some game environment. Now, it was 90+ degrees. It's going to be 90+ degrees again here. So I understand where if you wanted to stack up the game environment, but I think there were just the 2 home runs in Soto, no doubter, and then Ronald Acuna, no doubter. Both of those guys just on another planet over the last month. I'm not a big hot streaks person. I think you know that about me by now, but just wanted to let you know he's what the kids call hot. All right, Seattle taking on my Minnesota Twins. And, Bailey Ober did exactly what I thought he would. He is who I thought he was. But the Cal Raleigh bomb comes in the 9th against Joey Wentz. I mean, just wild to see Wentz still out there just eating the bullet there at the end of that game. But it is what it is. I'm very happy to cash it. 11 runs from Seattle. I said you should be looking at homers all over the place from them. All freaking over the place. But here's the thing. I don't know how I back either pitcher in this one. Luis Castillo is maybe my least favorite back this side of the Mississippi. And I don't really understand this line. I would definitely lean towards the Mariners side, but ever so slightly. If you really wanted it, you could go Mariners money line. But Luis Castillo, 12% barrel percentage, and Chris Paddock, 271 expected batting average, 16.7% K rate. Best of luck to you. You get Cal Raleigh from his left side. I mean, he's unbelievable from both sides. That's the thing, is that normally you get like a Jason Dominguez or you get Ellie De La Cruz, and they have their favorable sides. You want both of them from the left side. really don't like either of them from the right side for what it's worth. Cal Raleigh is dominating from both sides of the plate. I don't get why this is at 8.5. Like, why is this 8.5? Should we just bet it at 8.5? Yes, we should just bet it at 8.5. It's a joke of a line. In fact, I think this should be 9 immediately. Just put it at hard 9, juice the over. But in this case, we're getting 8.5, and that half run is so unbelievably valuable when you grade out things like this. So over 8.5, probably my favorite play of the entire day, if we're being dead honest. So that is true, and that's kind of my job, is to be dead honest with you. Just like these tunes, let them soothe you. I just wanted to throw this in as a device for me to get a sip of water. There we go. Oh yeah, you love listening to me sip on water? Oh yeah. I'm sorry for that. That's really creepy. Lindy 5. All right, cool. There we go. The Dodgers taking a... Parched. Anyway, the Dodgers taking on Colorado. You see NA. That's just me throwing out that I don't have the line for it. Now, I'm looking offshore. There are a lot of different places that I can pull data from. And, well, we are a data company. That's very, very important to me. So I have this at 11.5 right from the jump with juice towards the over. We could actually be getting this thing to 12.5 faster than you could say Shohei Ohtani, which is pretty fast. It's an awesome name. Like in the baseball lexicon, Shohei Ohtani is about as good as it gets. But there's one name that I think is just like an awesome baseball name. And he just so happens to be the featured guy who is now starting to look what the kids call hot again. But here's where I really want to point out that it's not that he's locked in and the results are coming. Because I always thought the results were coming. He was just striking out a bunch to start the season. And that is Max Muncy. You get a guy in German Marquez on one side. Again, there's 2 of them now, 2 Max Muncy. So be careful. There's one who plays for the Athletics who we do not want to bet. And there's one who plays for the Dodgers who we do want to bet. It's such a good baseball name that it's now showing up with 2 characters. And it's very annoying for spreadsheet warriors like myself. But German Marquez is awful. 295 expected batting average, 14.7% K rate, 13-degree launch angle. And my guy Max Muncy, this is the big thing. He's down to a 22.3% K rate on the season. He was north of like 30% to start off the year. In fact, last season, 26.3%. He is trimming down on those strikeouts. And as a result, his lineup order and his performance has gone up. They've put him at cleanup against righties. I think that continues going forward. And we are looking at awesome hitting weather everywhere tomorrow, including Coors Field, which is actually not the best for home runs and people kind of like overcompensate for it from time to time, but the ball's going to fly very high, very far in Colorado tomorrow. It is the number 1 hitter's park because of the real estate that they've got out there in the outfield. Tons of real estate, but the ball will also be flying out of this place and over that little, just calling a pull home run right out of the gate for Mr. Max Muncy. Homer better than plus 270 is on the card for you tomorrow. And again, I'm okay betting some of these shorter odd spots if I believe in them, such as a Cal Raleigh plus 200, plus 215, if you were sharp and found the spot. Sounds like I'm talking about something else. All right, let's get ourselves the heck up out of here, shall we? Game number 5, hit that like button. It's not for me, for producer Jacob, who I keep saying no longer with us as though he's died. He has not died. He's gone to better places. He doesn't have to deal with my shit anymore. Some people would like that. I'm fun, though. I'm with it. I'm hip. We're not going to do the whole Macarena. Miami, but shout out Dr. Evil. Miami taking on San Francisco. And this one, friends, is my least favorite of all of these plays. That is for sure. But I think it needs to be played. We have an over of 8. 8 in a game. Now, it's sitting right now at even money. And I think that that's wrong. Now, 8 is not my favorite over. Obviously, you tie at 8-8, you're going to go over no matter what. But you run into a lot of 4-3s in baseball. You run into a lot of combinations that are beneath it. Obviously, there's only a limited number of them. You don't go to fractions. You don't do anything of that nature. But getting even money on 8 is a big deal here because these are the pitchers we're dealing with. This version of Justin Verlander against a number of lefties and Kyle Stowers, Jesus Sanchez, who are actually popping on my model for where I believe their home run numbers are. Now, this is going from Coors Field, where we just talk about Max Muncy, into the worst hitter's park for home runs, period. Now, there's tons of real estate there too, and the wind is blowing out, but the wind is mitigated by the stadium factors all the time. And Rafael Devers is not going to have a lot of fun there relative to Fenway, even though Fenway, not as good for lefty power as you might think. However, friends, we got Cal Quantrill. Cal Quantrill now has to deal with Rafael Devers. That's such an improvement in this lineup day in, day out. And Cal Quantrill is just not good. Just not nearly a third. Guys, it's really hot. Make sure you stay hydrated everywhere. Cal Quantrill, 300 expected batting average, 518 expected slugging. Horrible numbers across the board, and a lot of the things I care about, launch angle sweet spot, looking a lot. There's going to be power that he gives up with a 16.3 degree launch angle, and there are a number of batters that can now punish him there, specifically the aforementioned Rafael Devers. You put him and Heliot Ramos, it is such nice protection to be Heliot Ramos. Casey Schmidt is starting to look really good in my numbers, 507 expected slugging. The only thing that's problematic is this ballpark, but doubles and triples, they accumulate in runs. So we want more runs. Over 8, that's my last play. 5 total plays for you. I could start doing like a recap thing, a sheet at the end of this if we wanted to. Let me know what you think in the video description box below, because again, the world's my oyster now. I just wanted to keep things consistent, just keep things moving, Also, Lindy 5, just wanted to throw it out there one more time as I move my computer back. Hey, look at that. I'm figuring this out. And that does it for another edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for Tuesday. Yeah, White Sox money line did not win, but the overhit and Cal Raleigh goes yah-yah for us. That feels really good. Plus Julio Rodriguez. Check out Lindy's long balls every single day. I'm not just accumulating money myself, sitting like Scrooge McDuck, trying to just do it for myself. If you're betting a unit per play now, you're over 32 units there. I bet a quarter unit per home run. I'm sitting over the 8 unit mark now. So check out Lindy's long balls every single day, unit tracking it, have it all fired up on X for you. It's good times. And yeah, no, home runs, you're not going to hit 50% of home runs. So just stop that. Stop it. Truly some of the dumbest stuff I've ever read in my entire life. Anyway, that does it for today. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Tuesday. Oh yeah, I have to hit the end recording button. Where is it? Shit. Bye.